let's address the elephant in the room. For those who can see us, we are both wearing our disgustingly pro-women t-shirts. Mackenzie, for those who do not know, can you tell us the story behind disgustingly pro-women?
Yes, absolutely. It's not a political statement, as a lot seem to think. It all stemmed from a Yelp review that we received this past year from a man who said that he felt extremely unwelcome in our store because there were too many women and it was too pink and it was disgustingly pro-women, and that he probably wouldn't return. So I got that notification on my phone. I actually turn off my Yelp and Google review notifications when I'm away because I can't tell you how much it can ruin a day when I'm like sitting on the beach with my friends or family and I'm having a great time. I have like a drink in my hand and I look down and someone is like, your coffee sucks. And I'm like, and then, like I'll have like my fiance being like, why are you in a bad mood all of a sudden? I'm like, someone just told me I sucked online. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's hurtful. Like any small business owner.
Don't get into podcasting.
Yeah. You probably read them too. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. They're not nice. And like, I don't know how celebrities do it because like it'll happen, now and then and I'll get it. And I'm like, oh man, that's so rough. Like people are brutal online. Ironically, I've never had anyone say anything like that to my face while I'm here.
How about that?
Just crazy. I welcome them to. I honestly want to be like, can you please come back and say that to me? We can talk about it. You have strong feelings about me and I'd love to hear them. But anyways, I was actually, I was at the beach with my friends and it came in the form of an email as well, the notification. And I was checking my email and I read it out loud to my friends and I was like, this is a new one. And we all luckily like just started hysterically laughing. And I'm like, yeah, this is insane. Like,
right.
Obviously not going to take, serious criticism or like constructive criticism from this guy. And I just joked. I was like, that's a great tagline. Like we should put that on a t-shirt. And one of my friends was like, no, seriously, we should put that on a t-shirt. And he was like, just put it up on Instagram and like see if anyone would buy it. So as a joke, I like screenshot the review. I blurred out the guy's name. I didn't want him to get like attacked or anything. So we put it online and then like we took a poll, like, would you buy this as a t-shirt? And we had like over 3,000 responses that said yes.
Wow.
And yeah, I had never seen my Instagram blow up the way it did. I had hundreds of DMs. I have never received hundreds of DMs. Like, so it just really like elicited this really strong reaction from women and men alike. People really, really had strong feelings about what that guy had to say. And like, people just resonated with, I guess, maybe like kind of an anger towards that. Like, that is so ridiculous. Like you have a pink space because it's named after flamingos. It's an inclusive space. There's a pride flag out front. It's so crazy how someone can take to the internet, give you a bad review and say you're disgusting because you're pro-woman. So it was just sort of like a knee-jerk reaction it kind of made a lot of women have, I think. So then, we put it on a t-shirt and then we started selling them. And we said that we would donate 20% of the profits to Women Aid, which is a local nonprofit in Exeter here. And I think that also helped people be like, oh, great, like I can buy this t-shirt and help a good cause. I really liked doing that because to me, it felt like we really changed the narrative and like kind of like, fuck you to that guy and be like, oh, you said something really mean, but then now we donated $6,000 to Women Aid. So he like initiated that. So like, good for you, dude. Hope he's happy about that.
Do you know who this guy is?
So I found him on Facebook.
Good sleuthing.
Yeah, he did remove his review. So you can't.
Oh, it's not there anymore?
No, you can no longer find
it.
I think other people also did what I did and found him on Facebook.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything with his information. I was curious, right? I was like, who is this guy? And I looked him up. And then I did blur his name out, but you could have gone to Yelp, also did what I did, found his name, found him. I imagine that some people did that and he took his review down because he was like, well, I didn't actually want to say that in public. Like,
of course. Have you contacted him at all?
Oh, no.
Have you invited him to the shop? Come swing by?
I did. There was a news station that came by, a radio station. And they were like, do you have anything to say to him? And I was like, yeah, he can come by and get a free t-shirt anytime he wants.
I love that. That's brilliant. That's just another brilliant piece of marketing on your part, and to do it
Thanks.
And to donate 20% of the profits is truly incredible. The flooding of the DMs, you said there were a lot of people who were just outraged by what the guy said.
Yeah.
Were some of those DMs also doubling down on what he said? I'm just curious.
Luckily, not a ton. Only a few, which was surprising because that review was not the first of its kind, certainly. I've gotten some pretty hateful stuff over the years, which again, I think any small business can relate to based on like anything that you market or even who your staff can be. And I've had people say vicious things about me, vicious things about my staff that are really uncalled for. So I was prepared mentally for that. And that's why I actually almost didn't do it, because I was like, I don't want to open this can of worms where people
in an
suddenly
election
attack.
Season
it
as
was
well.
election season as well. I was really worried about that. I didn't want to make a huge political statement. At the end of the day, I do want to remain like a community-based business where we're open to everyone of any beliefs coming in here, as long as they are kind and not judging and, you know, being kind to others around them. I never really saw myself as like becoming political. I think people can interpret the t-shirts any way that they want to. And people have, you know, had some things to say for sure that aren't great. But 95% of the reaction was positive. And I think it was a net positive all around. So.
And when people do say that they don't like what you're doing here, what do you come back to them with?
I tell them they're more than welcome to not come in, and that's all they have to do. Yeah, I've had people say really hurtful things about even just like our pride flag out front, and I encourage those people to never come back here. So
these sales, I mean, I know just from anecdotally, high demand. Everyone wanted a disgustingly pro-women t-shirt.
I know.
And you guys sold out pre-order pretty quickly, right?
We did.
These were flying off the shelves.
Yeah. My guy up north, Mad Cow in Ossipee, he's our merch guy. He's great. We're buddies now. I'm like, hey, I need like another 500. I originally ordered 200. I called him the next day and I was like, can you double that? I called him the next day and I was like, wait, triple it. And then a week later, I was like, I need 1,000. And we sold over 2,000 at this point. And he's
the coffee
great.
flight all over again. Wow.
Yeah, it was. It's funny. Yeah. But it was great. Yeah. People really resonated with the new slogan. So
yeah. I was just going to ask you, is this just a flash in the pan, a temporary thing, or is this going to be a part of Flamingos going forward?
That's hard to say. I think as long as there's a demand for it, like I still get emails every day asking for the t-shirts. We had since taken them offline. I physically didn't have like enough strength left in me to package more shirts to go around the holiday season. We were just too busy. So I did pause online ordering. The shops were fully stocked though. So I do still get emails every day asking for them. So I think we'll just keep them on hand until the demand diminishes. But I think people visiting the shop for the first time, they see the t-shirts and they're like, oh, what does that mean? That's cool. So we have since framed the review and hung them in both shops. So
that's amazing.
My baristas don't have to tell the story every time. Like, it's based off of a review.